Hi friends, in this video we see a stable multivibrator. Let us see the important points and the circuit of operation. Okay, so sorry, operation of the circuit. So first thing is multivibrator is non-sinusoidal oscillator, right? So that means what? It produces a waveform other than sine wave or cos wave, such as it produces square wave, triangular wave, or sawtooth. So it produces non-sinusoidal waveform. That's why it is called a non-sinusoidal oscillator. So it is an oscillator only. So like the oscillator uses what you call positive feedback, this also use positive feedback, right? So unstable multivibrator also uses positive feedback, and as a name itself is suggesting, multivibrator is a non-sinusoidal oscillator. Okay, as a name itself is suggesting, it is a stable multivibrator. We know multivibrator has two states, right? One is on, I write here. Multivibrator has two states, that is at that point, either on or off state. Okay, now we come to the stable multivibrator. So since it is astable, so it has no stable state. No stable state, astable. Fine, and it doesn't require any external trigger. No external trigger is required. Fine, so it doesn't require no external trigger, and it requires only DC power source. Requires only DC power source. Fine, okay. So what does it mean? It doesn't have any stable state means I told the multivibrator is either on state or off state. If it goes to on state, it comes immediately to off state. That's what it means, no stable state, right? So it won't stay in on state for long, or it won't stay in off state for long, right? It will alternate between on and off. So that means it will go to on to off, immediately it will return to off to on, right? It all depends on how much time it has to stay in on, how much time it has to stay in off. That has been decided by circuit components. So let us see all the things. So hope you have, once I say on and off, on to off to on, you should have something in your mind. Yes, that is our serial light. So serial light is the best example for a stable multivibrator. It doesn't have stable state. It goes to on, again off. It comes to off, off on. So our serial light is the best example for a stable multivibrator. Let us see the circuit operation now. So here we have input source V plus VCC, output plus VCC. Okay, and we have two transistors. Two transistors are complement of each other, right? So that means what? If transistor 1 is on, transistor 2 will be off. If transistor 2 is on, transistor 1 will be off. So either of one of them should be on, other one will be off. In that way it will work. That's why I told it will go from on to off to on. Let us see how it works. So all the characteristics of transistor are similar, right? So identical characteristics. Now let us see the operation. Okay, so what will happen? I will put one table, then it is easy for us to understand the circuit operation. What is that? So what is Q1 state, Q2, and VA and VB. Fine, right? So VB, okay, let me take VB and VA. There is a reason I will tell you. VB and this is VA. Okay, so let us see what will happen first. So output. Okay, let us see. So here you see, when we give the power source, we will give the only DC power source, we don't have anything, right? C1 is the capacitor, RC1 is the collector resistor, So RC2 is a characteristic for transistor Q2. Okay, let us see. So this capacitor is charging through, C2 is charging through R2, C1 is charging through R1. Let us see all the things. Okay, fine. So now we will see when we give a power supply to a circuit, what will happen? Both of them get powers, but we assume since both the transistors are identical, but there may be some minor manufacturing difference. So what will happen? Due to that manufacturing difference, let me assume Q2 is on first. Q2 is on. When Q2 is on first, I assume initially Q2 gets on, right? Initial. When Q2 gets on, what happens? So the transistor goes to saturation. Please assume that here the transistor operates in a switch mode. So transistor is acting as a switch. Either it will be in a saturation region or in the cutoff region. So when it is on, what will happen? The transistor becomes saturated. So it will become a closed switch. So when this is on, it is becoming a closed switch like this. Right? So it is on. So what happens here? What is the potential at this point? Now the voltage at point B is 0 because there is a drop. All the voltage drops to ground. So the voltage at point B is 0. So that is the next thing we have to understand. So voltage at point B is 0. Okay. So now you see these two transistors are coupled with each other. You see this output, this collector voltage is given as a base to this transistor. This collector is joined as a base to the transistor number. It is fed back as a feedback, right? So what happens here? Now we understand transistor Q2 is on first, so VB is 0. Since VB is 0, that VB is given here, and this base has V of 0, so this transistor will be off because here the voltage given from here is 0. So now transistor Q1 is off, right? So transistor Q1 is off now. Let us see. Transistor Q1 is off. Now transistor Q1 is off means it is acting as it is in the cutoff region, so it will become an open switch. So it will become like this. It is becoming opening. This is short, this is open. So all the voltage drop across here. What is that? It is VCC. All the voltage, input source voltage is dropping across here. So the voltage at point A is VCC now. So let us see. The voltage at point A is VCC. Voltage at point B is 0. This is the first thing happens. Okay. Now we will understand what is the thing output. Let us see the output first. So since it is all the voltage drop across here, the voltage, the waveform will be, it is an open switch, so it is acting as a switch. So here it will be, if it is open, so all the voltage are appearing like here, so it is plus VCC. Here it is 0, so it will be like this. It is 0. The voltage at point B is 0, so it will be like this. It will be maximum. Okay. So you see, it is off, so it is like this. It is on, it is like this. Right. Next, what happens? Now you see what happens to this charging capacitors. So we have a charging capacitor C1 R1 and C2 R2. What they will do? Okay. So let me draw here. That will be easy to understand. Here you see this is total supply is given here VCC. Here we have R1, fine, and we have here we have R2, fine. Okay. So now what happens? This will be C1. This is C2, right? So this is C1, right? So it is going like this. Now you see here it is VB, here VA is VCC. Here VB is 0. This is VA is VCC. So now you see this potential VCC and this potential is also VCC. So potential difference is 0, so capacitor won't charge. So what is the VC1 value? VC1 value is 0. But if you see here VCC, here 0, there is a voltage drop, so the capacitor getting charged with plus minus here, right? It is VC2. Yeah, so at this time, voltage at VC1, you note down, voltage at VC1 is 0, and voltage at VC2 is, voltage across VC2 is VC2, right? So voltage across capacitor is, let us assume it is VC2. This is what happening when transistor is on. So transistor Q1, Q2 is on. This is what happened, let us assume the first cycle. Okay, so now this is charging. When it is charging, its voltage getting increased to VC2. So once this is applied here, initially it is 0, it is applied here, VC2 is given here. Once VC2 becomes greater than cut-in voltage of the transistor, what will happen? When VC2 is greater than cut-in voltage of transistor Q1, so the transistor get on. So Q1 is on now. Q1 gets on. When Q1 gets on, what will happen? This will become a short circuit. So what is the VA value? When it is short circuit, VA becomes 0. So now VA becomes 0. Okay. So now the reverse process, whatever happens in this cycle, the same thing will be repeating in the opposite way. So Q1 gets on, so VA becomes 0. When VA becomes 0, that is given here. So this base has 0 volt. So this transistor becomes open switch. So now what will happen? All the voltage will be dropped across here. So VB becomes VCC and Q2 become off. So now Q2 become off and VB is equal to VCC. Okay, this happens. Okay, now what will happen to the capacitor circuit? We will see. Now the same thing is going to repeat now. So here in this case, the same capacitor charging and discharging I draw. This is one, this is here, and this here. This is VB. Now VB is VCC. VA is 0. This is VCC. Now what happens? So now this potential and this potential is same. This C2, so here there won't be any current flow, so that it won't get charged. So now VC2 becomes 0, but here VCC, here 0 volt. So this one, the current flows through this, so potential difference is there, so current flows through this branch. So the capacitor charged through R1, right? Initially in the previous cycle capacitor charged to R2. Now it is VC2. So now VC1. Now the capacitor C1 gets charged. So I get VC1, right? C2 get off, so it is becoming 0. So let me get a C1, C2. I put like that. C1, C2. That's it. So you see, the next what will happen? And this process will continue until capacitor VC1 becomes, its VC1 is getting greater than cut-in of Q2. Once this cut-in voltage of Q2. So once VC1 greater than VC cut-in voltage of Q2, then the same cycle will repeat. This will become on, this will become off. In this way, it will get on and off. The output is shifted between on and off state regularly. So it won't stay in on state for long. That means stable. If something stays in the same state for long, it is called stable, but it won't stay in on state for long or off state for long. It will change between on and off. It will switch between on and off, right? So that's why it is called a stable. It doesn't remain in on state for long or off state for long. If it remains, that is called stable state, but it switches between on and off. So initially we see Q1 is off. So Q1 is off means we know what is Q1. Q1 is left hand side, Q2 is right hand side transistor. So Q1 is off means, let us see, this is the output. Q2 is on means, so sorry, here I draw. Output voltage we know. Okay. This output, so VB is the output from the Q1, right? So that voltage initially what we got, VB is 0. 0 means I draw like this, right? This one is VCC, VCC I like this. In the next cycle you see this is VCC, so it will go like this, it will come. So it is a square wave generator. It will generate square wave or square pulse like this. So initially the output will be for Q2 on, so the output will be like this. This one Q1 on, it is opposite. For this Q1, this is for Q2 on, so it is VB, this is V, right? This VB and this V. This is left hand side transistor output, this is right hand side transistor output. So it is switching between on and off. So that is what the stable multivibrator means. Okay, so what is the output we get? This is like this. It is switching between to on and off state. Okay, so how much time it will be in on state, how much time it will be on state? So we have a formula for that. Let us see. The time on time for Q1, right? On time for Q means it is equal to off time for Q2. Off time, when Q1 is on, Q2 will be off, so off time for Q2, that is given by, let us assume it is T1. T1 is 0.69 R1 C1. Yes, because you see Q1 is Q1 is charge or discharge based on these two combo. Time constant is R1 C1, right? So when this is charged, it is happening. So on time for Q1 is R1 C1. Similarly, on time for Q2, on time for Q2, on time for Q2, which is nothing but off time for Q1, which is given by T2 is equal to 0.69 R2 C2. So what is the total time period? So this is Q1 on time. So for this I assume Q1. So this is on time. So this is 0.69 R1 C1 for Q1 transistor. This is 0.6. This time is 0.69 R2 C2. So depending on R1 C1 and R2 C2 value, you can decide how much time the light should on or how much time the light should off in serial light, right? The same thing. So what is the total time period? Total time period is, we have to add both. So that is equal to 0.69 R1 C1 plus R2 C2. If R1 C1 is equal to R2 C2, that is R1 is equal to R2, C1 is equal to C2 means what will happen? It will become T is equal to 0.69 into 2, that is equal to RC. Let us call 2 RC. So it is 1.38 RC, or that is approximately 1.4 RC. What is the frequency of the square wave generator? F is equal to 1 by 1.4 RC. So in this way, a stable multiregulator works. I hope you understand the theory. If you have any doubt, please ask me in comment section. I will clarify. Thank you.